oil on the shelves when I was at the
welcome
store.
in to B&T Sportstalk show. Fair warning, we were talking about the Diddy trial. That's the only reason baby oil came up. Okay,
yes,
I just want to explain.
We were just talking
that.
about it, okay?
Yeah. All right. No Diddy, pause, or whatever it is you want to say. Welcome in, y'all. We are ready to get started, get into the talk about NBA free agency, which is just gone bananas. Free agency begins tomorrow, although, teams can begin talking tomorrow, I believe. And then I think we get into it early next week. It's a Tuesday. I don't remember exactly. Or I think it is tomorrow. I don't know. Either way, it's coming up. And we got to jump into it and talk about some of the plays or some of the trades and extensions and signings that we have seen thus far. And some of it makes sense and some of it, I don't know what the heck is going on. But we'll get into it.
Talk about that.
How you doing, B?
I'm good, man. I went to go watch F1 last night. The Brad Pitt Indy Grand Prix movie.
Yeah.
Go watch it. That was legit. The effects were great. Storyline was a little predictable, but it was enjoyable. You get a kind of a Lewis Hamilton, who's one of the best, or the best, I should say.
He's
Grand
one of the greatest,
Grand Prix drivers out there. Produced a movie. And so you get a little bit of the insight of F1 racing that not a lot of us understand, to be honest with you. I learned a lot, as thrilling as that movie was, I actually learned a lot from it too. So if anyone gets a chance to check it out, F1 in theaters. And then this week, Jurassic World, with I can't say the word on air, but you know what I mean.
Jurassic World. Okay. Yeah, Jurassic World's coming out. They keep finding themselves back on the island or wherever. The dinosaurs just keep coming back.
You would just get off the island,
all
right?
These years.
There's no reason to go back to an island that has literally just murdered people. Like, why would you continue to do that?
I don't know, man. Maybe the dinosaurs have found a way. I don't know, man. They keep rehashing this thing. We really need some original stuff, folks. But in any case, we'll just have to suffer.
Supposedly, this one's
Jurassic
supposed
Park
to be really
7.
good.
8, 9. How many Jurassic Parks? This is a lot of them. There's a lot.
I don't know. Oh, before we get into talks, I'm sorry, we're going completely off. But Vin Diesel was caught on camera today, or was he last night?
What did he do?
They announced that they are bringing back the final Fast and Furious movie.
Oh my god!
It was very upsetting to hear.
Again, I thought the last one was the final one.
So here's what they are doing. I guess they're bringing it back to LA. No one cares about that city. Secondly,
calm down.
I guess they're gonna bring back Paul Walker's character. I don't know how.
They going AI CGI him in there. That's weird, bro. He's dead. That's weird.
And then it's gonna be all about the cars, kind of like how the first movie was with the drag races. So that's good. If they stay true to that, you might have my interest. But Vin Diesel got on stage.
I'm not watching it, bro. I'm not watching it.
Hey, Vin Diesel now is Vin Fat Boy. Holy cow, man. Everybody get a chance to see it. That boy has been eating good in the neighborhood.
Zion Williamson of actors.
Man, I didn't know what was bigger, his shirt or his stomach. It was one of the two.
Yeah, Vin Diesel, man. Hey, man. Hey, he's been out of commission for a minute. He ain't worked in a while.
You wonder why, huh? Yeah,
eating,
not that good of an actor.
Eating. That's kind of right? That's what I remember the most.
Rewatching all those Fast and Furious movies and just eating fast food to go along with it.
Yeah, he's been eating fast food furiously. That's why he hella big. All right, let's get into the NBA free agency. Like we were saying, a lot of extensions, a lot of things going on. The first thing we'll start off is with none other than LeBron James exercising his option. I don't think this is really a much of a surprise, y'all. Was he really going to leave LA and go anywhere? No. Come on. Really? He's only got a few more years left. Where is he going to go? But he did opt in the full amount, $52.6 million for next year. Honestly, like I said, I don't find this very surprising. I didn't think he was going anywhere. He's at the tail end of his career, and the Lakers are not necessarily looking to extend him without knowing, how much longer he's going to play, right? So this makes a lot of sense to me. Plus, the Lakers are looking at opening up some calories. No.
Some calories?
No, Vin Diesel. No, he opened up some salary cap for not this offseason, but next offseason. They'll have a lot more salary cap, so this is right in line with that. Bron's coming back. I think he's going to be just as good as he was this year. If he falls off, it won't be enough for us to notice, and I don't think there's another player out there that the Lakers can get that's going to be as good as LeBron is right now, to be honest. So I think this makes sense. LeBron comes back to LA. The Lakers keep it pushing. They obviously have some other needs, but this does not surprise me. Bron coming back to Lakers.
That's crazy, man. And to be honest with you, the boy's good. 24 points a game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 51% from the field at the age of 40.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like we ain't going. I mean, we just don't really have. We never really seen this before, right? So no. I mean, that's a warranted. Dorian Finney-Smith
opted out. Yes,
opted out. So that's going to help the Lakers with opening up a little more space to make some more moves here. So
yeah, unless they decide to re-sign him, it may
like Bruce is roasting.
It may or may not happen here.
Bruce,
I can't even.
I went to the Valkyries, Caitlin, sorry, because he's roasting me for how's that 3-point shooting Clark going right now. Caitlin, you remember how I said Caitlin Clark would shoot like 50%?
Well, you were on your own with the 50% thing. That was kind of crazy.
I knew what I was getting into there. And when I go to the game, she doesn't even hit one. The one she hit didn't even count.
Yeah, by the way, we'll point out that Angel Reese, even though we're talking about the NBA free agency, but I know this is going to be brought up. But, Angel Reese did have a great game today. I believe she had a 15-15 game. What was it, 24 points, 16 rebounds. So she had a
she
damn near triple-double.
She misses
today.
all the layups she tries to make.
She didn't have as rebound. And she did the best thing she could have done, which is I believe she's trying to trademark or did trademark the me bound, the quote unquote me bound. Hey man, it's smart, man. You gotta make the money, and that's kind of what it's about.
That would be smart. 1 over the last 30 for Clark. Yeah, that's fortunately my 50% prediction ain't gonna be coming back anytime soon.
No, she's for sure. She's experiencing a cold front, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, they gotta pull it through. Or they might want to pull through. But getting back to NBA free agency, no surprise there. You talked about Dorian Finney-Smith. The Lakers may try to re-sign him if they have the money or want to spend the money. Otherwise, him not being there opens up the full mid-level exception that they can use, which is about $14 million on a different player if they want to bring another 3-and-D wing in or use that money on a center because the Lakers don't have one. We don't have a center. We only got one guy. We only got one center on our team, literally. So they definitely need to go out. And we'll talk a little bit about our teams and what they're going to do going forward after we go through some of these signings here.
You remember that trade that never happened?
Which one?
Your center Williams. Where did he?
He ended up going. Yeah. So Williams got traded to where did he go?
He went to the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns. So if he can stay healthy, I think he'll have an impact there. But the Suns are trash, bro. I mean, I don't. That's nice. Yay. Good for him. He gets a new scenery. Hopefully he can stay healthy and they can be the 7th or 8th seed in the West maybe.
Austin Reeves.
He
turned down a 4-year $89.2 extension.
Yep.
Because he's eligible for a 4-year $98 million extension.
Yeah.
Or his ass will leave. I don't know if he wants to test the market, especially with Luka there. With a lot of your young players there, I don't think it would make sense to leave when you have a generational talent in your locker room. What I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they get a deal done, but it's going to be a bigger deal than this. He's not going to take the first extension that what is offered to him because he can make more money next year, and I think that. He's taking a little bit of a gamble on himself, but I don't mind that. I think that's what most players are going to do. So
yep.
The Lakers just have to be prepared to be in the situation where you're going to have to get this guy the money that he wants because if he hits free agency, which he will next season, there's a chance that a team like the Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic, as we saw with Desmond Bane, or someone else overpays. Somebody gives him the Fred VanVleet special. I'm talking about the, $100 million, $105, $120 million contract for a reason. In that case, that's where the Lakers might be in trouble is some team comes in there and tries to offer like the max to Austin Reeves, and then that puts the Lakers out of contention. So Lakers are taking a chance here, but, they also want the cap flexibility next season, off season. So you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, you got Luka.
Yeah, let's see what else happened here. Your boy James Harden
James Harden still making money, baby. Still making money.
This is how you know the Clippers are bad. They gave this fat boy 2 years, $81.5 million to return to LA.
$40
million a year.
A year, yep.
For what?
I don't know, man. It's because Steve Ballmer don't know what to do, man. All he knows how to solve his problems. Money, he only knows one way to solve his problems is throw money at it, okay? That's what he's doing. James Harden had a fairly good season last year. It's just that the West has outperformed the Clippers, and now the Clippers are having a hard time, like everybody else, of catching up. So this Kawhi Leonard experiment is coming to an end. 2 years. I don't know why they extended him, but, whatever. 2-year deal. In 2 years, this team will be completely dismantled. Let's just call it what it is.
I couldn't say that anymore. God, don't you wish you had that problem, right? Had all this money and just do something random with it. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to overpay for NBA superstar that hasn't done anything in the league. That's
on the downcline.
The downcline too. His best years were in Houston, and after that, it's been pretty bad.
And then we got Randall re-upping with the Wolves.
That's a good one. I
thought Randall had one of the best playoffs. He had the best playoff performance of his life. The only problem is he played the Warriors and the Lakers. After that, it was a wrap. I guess the Timberwolves are not a great matchup.
Everything looked so good for him until after those two teams, right? And then the Thunder they said, you're done.
Nah, not really. So, but I think it's a good signing. I think the Wolves, with one more year with Randall and Edwards together, could definitely still make some noise. I really think they should do something about Rudy Gobert. I know they're going to hang on to him. He has such a lengthy and he has a really big contract, but I just think that his time in the NBA and the way the league is being played right now, him being an offensive liability is just kind of a problem for that team.
Yeah, they got to find a way to bring in a different center. Although there were some pretty notable centers that moved during the time, but again, they gave him a lot of money, right? To go over there or sign the extension. Why would you want to take that on for a mid-level center? The next person that
he was defensive player of the year. He's not I know. I agree with you. I mean, he's just tall. He's just tall, man.
Yeah, he just grabs rebounds. All right, he just happens to be in the way all the time. But the man's got hands of stone, legs of jelly. All right, like it's just
this offensive game is pretty pathetic, man.
His defensive game isn't all that great either.
Yeah, in space he can't cover very well. We saw that with Luka last year. He got it dropped right in his face. Bobby Portis staying with the Bucks. I don't think that's a big deal. Great, awesome. He was injured most of last season. The Bucks aren't going anywhere.
His eyes are going to come out even more.
Chris Tucker is back for one more year. They got 3 more years or whatever it is, and then Dame's out. Probably going to be out for a majority of the season. The Bucks are really reeling right now. I think the Bucks either they have to punt this season or trade Giannis. Those are the only two options they have.
Boston punted this season.
Kinda.
Drew Holiday going back to
Portland. Yeah.
And then
but they got Anthony Simons out of it. They still got a good player out of it. That was a great trade, honestly, because they got younger. Now, he's not a defensive guy, but he's a young, talented offensive player you can bring off the bench.
Guess what he does a lot?
Oh, he shoots.
Oh, he shoots threes. And we all know how much Boston loves that.
Oh, they love the three. Man, shot themselves right out of the Knicks series.
Literally.
Kristaps Porzingis.
The Hawks.
Always. Why? Exactly. But whatever. The Hawks do stupid stuff all the time. They hardly ever put together a good team outside of that 1 year where they won 68 games.
2014, 2015. So we all thought that they were going to be in the finals, and then they didn't
make it.
They had no experience.
They didn't make it.
I don't know how that's going to work in that system with Trae Young, Kristaps. Who was their number 2 pick this year?
I don't know.
I had his card on my desk, and I can't remember his name.
I'll look it up.
They got a young core, but that's just Kristaps just went from being in the playoffs, he went from the playoffs to the play-in.
Pretty much.
The Hawks are consistent.
Pretty much. But the Boston's just shedding salary because they need to get under that second apron, which is pretty much a hard cap kind of like what you see in football. So, teams don't want to pay the $300 or $500 million or however millions of dollars these teams have to play to get over that apron. So they managed to get that accomplished. Tatum's going to be out for most of next year. The Celtics, I think, are kind of in a place where they can punt. They can punt and re-up. So we'll see how it goes.
Let's see.
We got
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving got re-up while injured. Good for him, man. Got re-up while injured with the Mavs. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. The Mavs don't have very many other guard options at this point. And they already traded Luka, so they might as well keep Kyrie. That's the way I look at that.
Hey, man, a lightweight, not knowing what Cooper Flag's going to be, this team doesn't look too bad on paper. I mean, on paper, yeah. I will say that. But the big thing is healthy. You have Anthony Davis, dude. That front court is ginormous.
Yeah, with him and
Lively. Who's the other guy that I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I'm forgetting him, but I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Dude, that's gonna be some rim protection around there too. Like, and Anthony Davis prides himself on the defensive end too, so that's gonna be pretty big there.
Yeah, but the issue is always gonna be you've also got two players that have been injured, a good amount over the past three to 4 years between Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. So they really have to find a way to shore up some of their backcourt. We're talking about point guard position to where they can survive the whole season without Kyrie playing a bazillion minutes. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. I think Dallas will have a nice squad, but I think health is going to be a huge deal because I don't think Kyrie is going to even come back till we're not going to see Kyrie till after Thanksgiving probably. So I'm not sure he's going to start at the beginning of the season after that injury.
What else? Oh, speaking of the Celtics, did you know during the draft, teams were just hunting for Jaylen Brown and Derek White? They were looking to offload draft picks this year to grab one of those two players.
Yeah, Celtics.
I'm surprised Boston didn't do it.
Well, because they probably didn't give them enough, and the Celtics probably didn't. There wasn't a player in the draft that the Celtics were that interested in. Like, if there had been a player maybe that the Celtics were like, oh, yeah, we want that guy, then maybe. But you got to think about how much you'd have to give up to get a player like that. We saw Desmond Bane get traded to Orlando for, 4 first-round draft picks.
I'm sorry.
So if that's what he got, how much do you think Jaylen Brown is worth? He's worth all of that and a couple of good players. So I don't know if there's a deal out there based on what we've seen in some of these trades, because they're all over the place, that's going to meet what the Celtics are looking for. I mean, guys, it's all over. Look, the KD trade was for chips. We talked about that on the last show. Absolute garbage.
You know what the Celtics got for Kristaps in that 3-team trade?
What?
Georges Niang and a second rounder.
Yeah, they were just offloading him. They were literally just offloading him.
So why weren't those two offloaded? Well, they have bigger contracts.
No, because they want to keep those guys because they mean more to their team. I mean, remember, Kristaps was only there for a year and a half, maybe not even, and he contributed, but he was also injured a lot. He was a guy that wasn't on the floor very much, so he wasn't a key. He did his job. He got him in the finals. He played very well in the championship, and then next season he went back to being Kristaps. Porzingis, he just isn't on the floor very often. He's playing 50% of the games.
That's true too.
Yeah.
What else? The New York Knicks have traded Kobe Sanders to the Los Angeles Clippers. That's no one cares. Nas Reed getting a new 5-year, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, free agencies. It's not going to be very sexy. There's not a lot of great players on the free agency market, so
it's not the players; it's the price tag.
Well, I think you have to keep your guys, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, you got to keep your guys because there just aren't enough players out there. 5 years, $125 million. That's not crazy. What is that? $25 million a year. No, that's not a crazy contract, B.
That's a bench player, though.
Yeah, but he's also. He's not just a bench player. You have to remember, Rudy Gobert doesn't stay in that starting lineup for very long.
No, but it is. I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean, he's 6th man of the year.
Yeah,
he's 6th man of the year. He deserves it.
Man, get 6th man of the year. Get $125 million contract. Easy. Easy money. Lonzo Ball to the Cavs
Yeah, that was
for
stupid.
Isaac Okoro.
Lonzo Ball to the Cavs. Okoro, nice young player. I just don't know what the Cavs are going to do with all these guards. That's what I'm trying to figure out. They already have Donovan Mitchell. You got Darius Garland. You picked up DeAndre Hunter in the offseason or in the trade deadline this past season. What are we doing? Where does Lonzo Ball fit in all that? Is it because they believe that the two guys they have aren't setting the table? Will all three of those guys play at the same time? I mean, Lonzo's a pretty big for a guard, but in this league, I don't know. I like Lonzo's defense when healthy. Now, you got to also keep in mind, it's been some time since we've seen Lonzo Ball play.
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, so for a full amount of a full season or any at all, really. And Chicago did just fine without him last year. So I'm really curious to see how this really helps the Cavs. I don't see it right now, but I don't know.
Well, let's be honest. What was Chicago doing that was good anyways? They made the play-in tournament.
They
10
did.
games under 10 games under 500.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count as.
They got a nice little fun team. They got the Giddler, Kobe White. Yeah. Yeah, and they got Buzelis. I'm probably messing his name up real bad. No, Buzelis. No, the young guy, the one that was in the dunk.
Buzelis?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Somebody help me. What the hell is this guy name? Anyway, so he's a very good player. So I think they got some great young talent over there. So Okoro going over there, that might be a good fit for him. But the Cavs, I don't know. I mean, if Lonzo Ball comes back super healthy and can play top-notch defense, maybe.
I think he can anchor a bench unit pretty good.
I mean, it sounds like what he's going to have to do.
And then shortly after that, they went out and signed Sam Merrill, 4-year, $38 million to stay with Cleveland.
Oh, Sam Merrill was with the. Oh, he was with the Cavs last year. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Merrill's not on top of anybody's bucket list, but he's a good quality. Good quality.
Yeah, man. It's just like that's just a lot of guards in that unit. So you know what they're probably going to be doing? A lot of running in that offense.
Oh yeah, they better be.
Nicholas Batum.
Nicholas Batum? No, Van Vliet. Van Vliet got extended. So Van Vliet got the extension, 2 years, $50 million. So that's $25 a year. Now that's a downgrade for him. He was making a little bit more than that before, but he had to make this. Make a lot of these other signings happen. Absolutely.
Like he was. So we all knew that. Who's the fail? I was gonna say who's the failure, but I don't want to. Jalen Green. We all knew Jalen Green was going to be shipped out, right? So now it was just all about how are we going to make all of this work? And you knew guys had to take a pay cut. One, because you're taking on KD, and two, there's some guys that need to be signed. The fact that you've got some players that said yes to taking pay cuts like that to make this roster fit, I think speaks to what the Rockets are trying to do.
The Rockets are all in. They're all in this season.
That's a big commitment from somebody to say, hey, I'm going to take less to give us the opportunity to win a championship, right? And we talk about that a lot about players who, like I'm going to say LeBron James, for instance, right? He could have taken maybe a little more less, but he didn't. And that's not a knock. I'm not trying to say that, but Fred VanVleet kind of saw the bigger picture and he said, all right, let me take less. Let's go sign some more players.
Yeah, that and his first contract was little overblown.
Tad bit.
His first contract was a little more than, I'm just saying. But anyway, so like you said, I agree with you. Houston is all in. They extended Steven Adams. They're extending. You just talked about the new contract for Jabari Smith Jr., Fred VanVleet. They extended the coach. So the Rockets are all in. This is their season. They're going all in to try to win a championship next year. So it should be exciting, interesting to watch. We'll see if it plays out the way they intended to.
You know what the problem to that though is?
What's that?
AJ Mitchell signed a 3-year deal, nearly $9 million with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
AJ Mitchell? Who the hell is that?
He's a guard. One
of the guards for the Rockets.
No.
For who?
For the Thunder.
Oh. Got you. Yeah, no, he did see some. I know what you're talking about. He did see some playing time. We saw him a little bit during the finals, but he didn't play a lot. But no, I mean that's a nice little pickup too. I mean the Thunder are like, yeah, whatever. But
the Thunder don't care. They still got everybody under contract.
Their bench is crazy. And didn't they have a top 10 pick this draft?
No, I didn't watch the draft only because it's just noise.
Well, yeah, I mean they'll you know. Where did they pick?
They didn't have a top 10 pick.
Not top 10. I'm sorry. They had
Did they have a first round pick? Yeah.
Yeah,
15th,
they did.
The center.
They had the
Georgetown,
15th. Yes.
Thomas Sorber.
They picked 50. This is how good this damn team is. This is getting on my nerves now. They had the 15th pick, and they had they traded away the 24th pick. Yeah, and I think that was it. So they had 2 picks. One of them traded away. I guess they traded up a little bit. Looks like. But yeah, man, they're continuing to do their thing, obviously. So
that
this team's going to be around for a long time.
We won a championship, but we're still not happy. We're going after another one.
I mean, they got to frisk the entire lead for as many draft picks as they
can. Tanya Hawkins, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. She says, "Love the dialogue. Nice analysis, nephew. I agree with every take."
That's my auntie.
Oh, hey, what's up, Auntie Tanya?
How you doing?
The awkward silence moment just now. Did you freeze on me too?
No, I'm here.
There you are.
You hear me? Oh,
I was like, wait, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. So, man,
it went dark for a little bit.
It's okay, man. It happens. I got that Mickey Mouse. You know what I'm saying? The Mickey Mouse key.
I got that Mickey Mouse key. What?
The Mickey Mouse network. And then we had who else did we have move around? Let's see. The Heat bring back Davion Mitchell. Okay.
Oh, Eric Gordon declined his. You know what?
Eric Gordon is on a minimum, bro. He's gonna be a vet minimum. But you know
what? That's not a bad. That wouldn't be a bad place for a contending team for a guy like Eric Gordon.
Well, either one of our teams could use a guy. The only thing, I mean, just have a guy coming off the bench to throw up 2 or 3 threes in the game. But we also have to understand that Eric Gordon is really old, and
he is.
He's not really like that no more. So I could see him getting a vet minimum with a competing team, like you said. I don't know how much he's gonna play. That's all I'll say about that, man.
Hey, you know what? I don't mind it because it's you're getting at least 3 or 4 buckets out of him.
Yeah, well, Yeah, I mean that's all you're looking for, especially during the regular season. You're just looking for a little depth.
Even in the playoffs too. He can get in there and knock a couple threes down and at least try to get a spark, something going on. You're not asking him to score like 15 points. Let's be honest. If he does,
he ain't doing that.
You got money. But if you can get 8 from an Eric Gordon,
then you happy with it.
Oh, 100%.
But let's talk about our teams. Let's talk about the effect of this mess and what we see going forward with the Lakers and the Warriors. Let's talk about that. We're going to start with the Warriors because I'm going to be honest with you.
About your team
the Lakers got Luka Doncic. I'll keep saying that until B throws up because I know this is going to happen. The Lakers got Luka. That's all that matters. So whatever happens after that, I'm cool with. It's pretty simple. We just need to get a center. So let's talk about the Warriors, though. The Warriors made some moves, too, now. They were looking pretty darn good until Steph Curry went down with that injury. So obviously you need some help from Steph Curry through the rest of the next season. You got your boy, Jimmy Butler. You got Jimmy Butler there. And you got some young pieces that are tradable. You got Pods. You got your boy Kuminga, who definitely is on the trade block. As the Warriors go, hey, bro, we're not extending you. We're going to give you 5 cents and a bag of chips. Hopefully no one matches that offer. And obviously we know that Kuminga is not going to stick around. I think Kuminga is going to get traded. I think the Warriors are going to be aggressive where they can. And I do think that they are definitely going to make some type of additional move on top of Jimmy Butler in order to fortify their bench unit, one. And then maybe they could convince Steve Kerr to play some of the younger guys, like trade
Well, it depends if they don't.
Trace Davis, maybe give Trace Davis some minutes. I mean, for a while there, y'all was running a really thin team, and
it's the Warriors, man.
Kerr did not want to play anybody off the bench. Kuminga didn't even see the floor. I mean, he might as well stayed at home a few of the playoff games. So I'm just curious your take, B, man. This your team. So what I know what you're gonna already know what you're gonna say. But what does your team have in store for this offseason?
Well, let's start with this here. The report came out that they tendered an offer to a qualifying match offer to Kuminga of $7.9 million.
That's not gonna do it.
That's not going to do it here. But that means that a team offered him that already. And they can match basically what a team is looking to pick up Kuminga. But the Kuminga wants a large contract here. And the
sign and trade.
That's the thing. But the thing you have to ask yourself as a Warrior fan, if you were looking to extend Kuminga, can you sit and look in your eyes and look at this team and look at the way Kuminga's performed and say, that's a $200 million player. He's deserving of that extension. That's what I'm saying here. So maybe what they do, and now you're going to hate me when I say this, they'll sign him to that extension, right? They'll give him what he wants. But you know what will offset that contract?
What?
I'm a man, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Man, here you go with this stuff. First off, he's not getting $200 million no matter where he goes. But he'll get more than 7. Okay, we'll just put it like that. He'll get more than 7. All right.
Hold on. Jabari Smith Jr. got a big ass contract. Okay, and from what I can see, I think Kuminga may have a little more upside than Jabari Smith Jr.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that. So yes, he is going to get a lot of. He's going to get a lot more money here. In regards to that, there. Ooh, is this breaking right now?
What's breaking? What happened?
You guys need a center, right?
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton is becoming a free agent.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yep, who was once a godsend to the Suns.
He
got absolutely sent away and never heard him again to Portland.
Man,
honestly, dude, that's not a bad.
It's not a bad, but the thing, he's one of those weird players where the question is not about his talent. The question is about his drive. How good does he really want to be?
He's coming to LA to play with Luka and LeBron. I think that should be enough drive.
But is he really going to shine under that spotlight? You know what it's like when these players when they come to the Lakers. When teams, I'll give you an example. Malik Beasley played for the Lakers. You remember that? Okay, he was supposed to be a 3-point.
Was he betting on that?
Shut up. Malik Beasley came to the Lakers. He was supposed to be a 3-point assassin. He was a dumpster fire, all right? We sent him over to Milwaukee. He has the best 3-point season of his career. Goes to Detroit and does it again. It's something about playing in LA where if guys aren't built for it, they aren't built for it. My only concern, I think Ayton would be a perfect fit because he has enough athleticism to catch a lob. He can finish. It's the drive that concerns me. He's going to have to be better than he is right now in order to play on the Lakers team. But I agree with you. He's talent-wise, he's a great player. He's a good player. I won't say great. He's good.
You want to talk about vets getting the league minimum? You're not gonna have to overspend for a guy like that, right? So it's a very low risk, high reward. If you get a committed DeAndre Ayton, you may find a steal right then and there.
Yeah.
I honestly think both of our teams need to make a push for him. The Warriors need a center. I think Trace Jackson Davis is great. He's not. I mean,
Moses. Moody's. Not Moody. Excuse me. Your boy. Kevon Looney. Looney's getting old. Man. He's getting old, man. He's getting old.
So you got to really think about something there. And DeAndre Ayton may be damaged goods that actually may turn into a gem. I would look into that.
I mean, yes, I think it's worth looking at. I just was voicing my concerns. I know the Warriors, obviously, with both our teams, need bigs because the way the league is set up now, the Thunder out here rolling out 2 7-footers, at the same time, you're just not going to be able to compete. You saw, even with the Rockets now, who roll out Şengün and Steven Adams, teams are all of a sudden playing bigger than they traditionally did in the past. So you got to have somebody to match up in order to stop that. So,
dude, is that a new trend in the NBA?
We're going backwards.
2 bigs,
mid-range jumpers, and 7-footers, baby. I mean that's what it's going to turn back into.
Sorry, not to get off track about what the Warriors are trying to do, but anyway, so back to that. There, look, the Warriors offseason, their free agency is gonna surround Kuminga, and what you're gonna be able to get for him. Now, the Miami Heat have shown very high interest in.
Well, what are they gonna do? What they gonna trade? They gonna trade back? What's his name?
No, we're not taking any
Wiggins.
No,
I mean, what do y'all want off that roster? There's only Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. They are not trading Bam, man. The Heat are not gonna do that.
Or I mean, Tyler Hero along with Curry. Tyler Hero can shoot that three.
All right. I mean, okay.
That's not a bad idea, but I mean, you may need a little more.
That's a pipe dream, though.
Tyler
yeah,
Hero,
you're going to
like, Jesus, we can't get rid of a potential, like, you know, great player in the making for someone who's Tyler Hero.
Well, Tyler Hero is better right now than Kuminga is. I mean, Kuminga's a project. He's going to need a little coaching, a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. But he's going to go over Spoelstra. He's going to be under Spoelstra, right?
And so that's true. I could see that working because Spoelstra, they have a very set system they run, and most guys that play in it, I mean, the Heat with talent they do very well. When they have talent, they're a very good team.
Pat Riley, but then he's got to deal with Pat Riley too.
Oh yeah, baby, they'll be practicing. If he didn't like Steve Kerr, I don't know.
And then, so you have that. You have Brandon Pajemski. I think the inconsistency might have hurt the Warriors with that, though, because he had a very slow start to the season.
Yeah.
Picked it up after the All-Star break. Had some flashes of good games in the postseason, but it wasn't enough. And especially after Curry going down, that was his time to kind of elevate that, and fell flat on his face like the rest of the Warriors did. So I'm not going to hold that against him. But, again, nice little young talent that you can.
I got a name for you.
Who?
Santi Aldama. Grizzlies. Backup center. Santi Aldama. I don't know if you watched him play, but he's with the Grizz. He's a guy that could really shoot the basketball. He's kind of like think of like Quinn Post, right?
They brought him back.
Quinn Post type player, but you know he's a big guy that could still get to the rim, or be in and around the rim. I think he's a good player. He's a restricted free agent. Just trying to look at some lists of some of the guys that are out there because to be quite honest with you, there aren't a lot of options here. If you're looking for centers. You got Bol, who seems to be on a different...
Bol?
He's on a different team every other season, but I don't see him in the Warriors system.
No, dude, he don't even play in anybody's system. Dude's a bench guy.
Yeah, exactly. Bruce Brown is an interesting one.
Actually, Bruce Brown is a pretty...
He might be a good fit for either one of our teams. And this is a guy that just comes in and just flat out plays defense. He could definitely do a better job, and I'm not trying to take away from GP3, but he could fill that role, but with a slightly larger player. So I think
he can also score too.
Yes,
Bruce Brown can score. What about Nicholas Batum for our teams?
I mean, I like Nicholas Batum. I mean, I think he's one of those guys. He's a seasoned veteran. And he's one of those guys that has a lot of playoff experience. He could just come in, give you 10, 15 minutes, but you know he's going to do everything right when he's out there. Can knock down the three, can still defend at this stage in the game. He's not as great of a defender as he was, but he's long. You know, he's a long guy, so he can still get out there and make some plays for you.
Yep.
What about Seth playing with his brother?
We tried that already. Didn't work. All right. We tried that already. We're not doing that again. Maybe on his last year. Maybe in Seth Curry's last year, we bring in Seth Curry. And both of them could wear number 30 so we can confuse teams left and right here.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so the Warriors do have those trade options there. I think that they need to be ultra aggressive now. You see kind of the landscape of how things are starting to play out here. Yeah. And so they need you need to make a splash, right? I mean, but the contrary to that is the Warriors may just be content and say, hey, we realize that with Curry, we probably win that series against Minnesota. Yeah. Everyone can say yes to that. Did he get hurt? Yeah, it's part of the game. But you have Quentin Post. Hopefully he makes a big leap from what he showed last year. That was a really good freshman year, although once the playoff lights got on bright, I've never seen a man shoot so many air balls. Like he was nervous to be out there.
Dude.
Guy Santos, nice hustle player. Dude, just scrappy, getting in there. Yeah, he had a lot of rebounds in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, is Kerr going to play these guys? I mean, let's be realistic here. We're talking about the playoffs. A regular season.
But Kerr had to play him in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did. He had to because of injury.
So there is going to be a little.
But will he change his thought process? I mean, I think one thing we've seen this year, right? I think one thing we've seen this season is that both Indiana and OKC were not afraid to go 10 deep. And traditionally, most teams are not going to do that. And Kerr he come from the old school Phil Jackson way of coaching where rookies don't play. Rookies don't play on Phil Jackson's teams.
You know what the crazy
They don't
part
play.
Is?
Yeah.
The Warriors had a 10-man rotation for like the first 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
You know where that landed them? Only 3 losses.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, I don't.
Rest.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Another name I'll bring up who's unrestricted free agent is Miles Turner. Now, I'm thinking Indiana would definitely bring him back, in my opinion, especially with your boy Halliburton being out for a majority of next year because this injury happened so close to the end of the season. But if he somehow doesn't want to go back to Indiana, I mean, the Lakers, we don't have any money. We can't sign him. We've only got $14 million. And that's like the mid-level exception. We might not be able to, Miles Turner might demand a little bit more than that. But what about with the Warriors? Do you see, would that be a fit? Although I don't even think your team has any cap space at this point. But
we do have a center that has shown a lot of potential. Just he got put in the doghouse because of Quentin Post. That's Trayce Jackson-Davis, Indiana homegrown. Yeah. They love him over there. Indiana basketball player of the year, went to Indiana University, all of that there.
You're proposing a trade? Is that what this is?
It wouldn't be a bad offer.
Yeah, but he's not going to match. They have to. You guys got to send more than that.
Okay, so we send draft picks. Everybody else is sending draft picks. Shit, we'll send a few draft picks your way. What you want? You want who gave up like 19,000 second-round draft picks for like the eternity of their franchise?
Yeah, well, I think it was either the Brooklyn Nets or the Rockets. Yeah,
they got KD for 19,000.
Yeah, it was like 5 second-round draft picks. Nobody's, what's funny is 5 years ago, nobody even talked about second round draft picks being involved in trades.
Everybody wants draft picks.
Now everybody's got second round draft picks to give away like hotcakes, like a fortune cookie at the end of a meal. So is everybody just handing them out?
Everyone was like, we'll just hold on to our first round. You want our second round? Hey, here's a pretend third round. You want that as well? Even though there's no 3 rounds in the NBA draft.
Well, yeah, one. Basically, that's what it is. If you get 5 second rounders, that's like getting a third rounder. I mean, But anyway,
God.
Oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. That's an interesting one. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know, but he's in Detroit right now, right?
Yeah, he is. They might re-sign him.
Yeah, I was about to say Detroit, quiet team right now, but I think they're sticking with what worked for them, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they decide.
I could see Ty Jerome getting a look from you guys.
We already had him.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys did have. What am I talking about? Damn.
And we said get your ass out of here with the coach as well. They both
He played pretty well last year.
He did.
Yeah. Can't defend.
He can't defend.
I don't need him.
Was blind in the playoffs, to say the least. Let's see who else would be an interesting player for everybody.
Nah, I don't know, man. There isn't a whole lot here. Kevon Looney is an unrestricted free agent, so I don't know if you guys will actually bring him back.
Here's what I would look for both of our teams, right? Look, Kristaps Porzingis don't want to be in Atlanta. Whether anyone wants to believe that shit or not, he does not want to be there.
You think they're gonna flip him?
They got to.
I think they actually think they can win games, man.
I swear.
I think Atlanta's been doing this for a while now. I think they just traded.
People think they can see.
Well, remember they traded DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs for Chris LeVert, who's an older player. So I think they really think that they're making plays to win. Like they're not functioning like a team that's like, I'm gonna just punt and rebuild. Like they're playing like they're the moves they made make it seem like they kind of delusional is all I'm saying.
They are delusional. What you mean? Listen, Kristaps, we're gonna paint this picture for you, but then when you open your eyes, it's not gonna be what you think it is.
Yes, yeah, all right, yeah. I would love that. I'm surprised the Lakers didn't take a stab at him. I guess I'm kind of not. I'm not that high on Kristaps just because he can't stay on the floor, man. That's been the biggest thing. He can't stay healthy. He
can't stay healthy, but I mean, look, when he is healthy though, and what this is one of those players when you say when it's actually true. When he is healthy,
yes,
that man
he's top notch. Yes,
holy cow, it's great to watch until he tries to go left or right, and then all of a sudden his whole body shifts and comes out of its own.
the man falls to pieces. It's like Jack Skellington. It's just okay. I don't know what it is.
Let's talk about one player for both of our teams, Cam Thomas. How is this guy still with Brooklyn right now, and no one's made a push for him?
I mean, I guess for us, that's a nice young player to come off the bench and create some scoring as far as the Lakers are concerned. So, I'll definitely give it a look. I think he'd be a better fit with you guys, though, just because you guys really lack
perimeter defense. Absolutely.
Well, that and then your bench scoring is not there. Pod. Now, don't get me wrong. Pod's made it. I thought he made a huge leap forward towards the end of the season, but
wasn't there in the playoffs.
But he kind of died off in the playoffs. But
now that man spending more time at Valhalla at the Valkyries games trying to, I don't know what it is, man.
Trying to find a wife, man. You got to keep the legacy going.
I guess so.
You got to keep the legacy going, man.
Take it easy, dude. You cheering more than the kids out there.
Yeah, man. But
sometimes I think it's overkill, man. I'm just like, man, Caitlin Clark probably still shoot better than you from three. I said that too.
I think Cam will be a good fit for you. I think he's a guy that could come off your bench and just put up points. And I think that's what you guys were missing. I thought that whenever you had Jordan Poole, that's all he provided. He just came off the bench and shot. That was it.
I'm sorry. Cam Thomas is starting next to Curry. We're putting
wow. Okay. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. If you're
going to start them okay. You're going to go them two guards and then Jimmy.
We're going Cam Thomas, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You can't get any better than that.
It can, but
what more?
I don't know.
Everybody else is gone.
In a fictional world, in make believe world, they can. But yeah, you're right.
Bruce says the Warriors are a better team right now. Warriors bench better than the Lakers. Will Richard is like Jordan Poole. I honestly don't think the Warriors are in a better state right now. I just don't think so. They are lacking a shooter off the bench there. Like you said, you need consistency. Pods didn't really show it, man. Got, obviously, who knows? I think he had a little hand. All the Warriors players had surgery at the end of the season. Moses Moody went in for surgery. Brandon Pajemski went in for surgery. I just, who knows? Was that bugging them that they couldn't shoot? Moses Moody had I'm a huge Moses Moody fan. He had every opportunity to take on that role and proceeded not to score.
It just didn't happen.
Game 7 of the beginning of the playoffs to the end of the semis. Like, you can't do that. You can't.
I think when you go down the roster, when you look at the bench, they are missing some punch. We got to call it what it is, and you mentioned that the Warriors bench is better than the Lakers, but I don't know. Are they?
It's not by a lot.
It's not by that much. So it just depends on how you look at it. The honest to God truth is we both got our asses handed to us this year. So we can't be the best team if we got whooped. Like if we both lost, then I don't see the scenario where we don't try to get better.
And then he says if Curry is not hurt, they beat the Wolves. Yes.
Yeah.
We can agree to that.
They can beat the Wolves. They're not beating OKC though.
But they didn't. With that team, without Curry, they did not beat them there. All right. When Curry was hurt or anything like that in the championship runs, who was there to kind of aid all of that? Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
You need a Sean Livingston like that there, right? The man anchored the offense off the bench, all of a sudden had the world's greatest mid-range jumper that was known to mankind, and could play defense. Like, that's what they're lacking right now off the bench there until they get something like that.
And it's not, we're not trying to clown on the Warriors, nothing like that. Lakers have their own issues, but the bottom line is once you get past that first 5, the one guy who was supposed to be the best guy coming off the bench was Kuminga, and he never played. So
And you don't want to come off the bench either. That's the crazy
That's what I'm
part.
saying. So yeah, they're a little thin on the bench. They got to find ways to fortify their bench with some vets, like you're talking about Sean Livingston. You want to have some vets on that squad that could come in, contribute, and know what it's like to be in the trenches when they get into the playoffs. And I think that's what the Warriors are lacking.
You're asking your bench to hold any lead, to hold a deficit until your starters get back in. That's what an NBA bench is supposed to do. You get bonus points when they flip the scoreboard, but for the most part, what you're asking from your bench is just to keep the game close,
hold steady, yeah,
until the starters are ready to come back in. It's that's just the nature of it there. And there were too many times where the Warriors had 18-point leads and they just dissipated quicker than water in hell. It just happened.
Yeah, and that happened quite a few times during the season. I mean, so we're not making this stuff up. You know, this is what it was, unfortunately. But, you know, if they can find ways to fortify that bench, I think they can do something. You know, once you got Steph Curry on your team, you can make some things happen for sure. So we got
that's a bold statement. Warriors would have beaten OKC with Curry playing. I mean, they played OKC tough during the regular season, but I don't know about that.
I think the only issue would be the depth. I think it's what we just talked about. Is that OKC can go 10 deep, but the Warriors can't.
And we saw the Warriors struggle with the two big lineup. Yeah, Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. The Warriors struggled.
One of the things that made Indiana and OKC series go to 7 games is the fact that both teams were playing 10 deep.
Yeah.
That's how this happened. Now, if they were going up against the Warriors, I agree that Steph Curry is amazing and at any point can go off and put up 50. But in the 7-game series, with them playing at the pace they were playing at, picking up full court the whole game, I don't know if the Warriors at this point are built for that right now. You know, and maybe their offense overachieves and they get it done, but we can only guess because the proof's in the pudding. OKC is the champions.
That's what I feel about that.
There you go. And then what we got? Bruce coming in with La Narrative. La Narrative? What is it? La Narrative, I guess that's a play on LeBron. And Luka were playing.
I love these play-ons.
And the Lakers got walked down. Yeah, the Lakers lost. We know that.
We got exposed. Like both teams
we lost. Yeah, we for sure lost. We had a very lackluster offensive performance. Defensively, we were not in sync. We did not do a good job of holding any leads, and we were very inconsistent from game to game, starting with game 1 when they lost. So I mean, yeah, no, absolutely, they didn't do enough or have enough to get it done. The Warriors were not handed to them. Butler was hobbled and Curry was injured. Yeah, but we talked about this last show, right?
Injuries happen, man.
Getting to the finals is not just about being the best team. It's also being the most healthy team at that point in the season. That's a part of winning the championship is still being healthy at that point in the season. So if you don't make it there and you're not healthy enough to get there, you don't win the championship. There isn't one unhealthy championship. There isn't one team that won a championship that was like our best player was hurt. Not one. Not one. So that's a part of winning the championship. You got to be healthy when it's time to win. Comes with the territory.
Yep. Anything else? Dude, there was so much funny stuff this week with sports. I don't know. You good on this NBA trade deadline or NBA trade free agency and all of that before it gets rolling?
I think I said. I mean, the Lakers for us is pretty straightforward. We need to pick up a center and another defensive player. I mean, the players I'm looking at are guys like, you know, Bruce Brown. Maybe some lengthier guys, Bones, Highland. You know, they need another guy to fit into that role in case we don't get Dorian Finney-Smith back.
I think Bones Highland needs to get out of Denver. I honestly think
because he doesn't get any playtime. Yeah, he isn't getting playing time there. We don't have any money for Alexander Walker.
Bruce says Ayton just got a buyout. Warriors, stay away, please. They're not going to stay away. They will look at him. He probably didn't. Dude, do you think he wanted to play in Portland? Probably not.
No. It's just, you know, like I said, the guy's motor is questionable, but the talent is there for sure.
I know.
Jordan Clarkson. I don't think the Warriors are looking at. Well, maybe they are. I don't know.
Bones High. Where's Bones High? Oh, he's in I think he's in LA now. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I only said Denver because I pulled one of his rookie autographs card.
Yeah, I think Bruce Brown would be better, man. If we could get Bruce Brown, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Dang, Joe Ingles is still in the league? Wow.
He's just sitting on the bench with the Wolves. Hey, real quick, we're just gonna free flow the crap out of this. Let me get your perspective on this here. So DeMarcus Cousins was talking about the year he was with the Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he blatantly comes out and says the Warriors purposely did not hit the court. You know how teams get on the court like 18 to 20 minutes before the game starts?
Okay.
Yeah. The Warriors that time, and I didn't even realize it until now, they were getting on the court with 6 minutes left in the game or 6 minutes left in pre-warm-ups and then getting on the court because they knew they were going to mop teams like that, right? I thought that was funny to hear, right? Because teams are getting out there, getting loose, getting warmed up, all this other stuff. Warriors are like, dude, we'll get out there in 6 minutes, smoke you guys, and be out of here by then. Like, you know how disrespectful that is to your opponent?
I mean, well, there was a time where the Warriors were quite good. So, you know what I mean?
The good old days.
Yep.
Oh, man. Malik Beasley. We didn't get a chance to touch on it, but we're going to do it now.
Yeah, free agent, 3-point shooter. He's available. Was in talks with the Detroit Pistons about being re-signed, and unfortunately, he's being investigated for some prop betting. We saw this last year. Was it last year? The year before, where there was another NBA player who also was more or less betting on prop bets. It looks like he's being investigated for that. So,
what's up? DraftKings, God.
Yeah, man.
DraftKings, Prize Picks, Underdog.
I think it's kind of funny, man. I think it's kind of funny that, these NBA players that can't help themselves, the fact that they have these apps, I mean, it makes it that much easier, right? Like, you just get somebody else to do it. Just
go to football, man. Just do the opposite of your sport. Why are you going to touch your sport for?
Because they got more knowledge. They got the inside knowledge, man.
Well, then you know what? They need to make a clause in every single NBA contract saying you cannot gamble.
But they do. That's why he's being investigated. But it's let's say I've got the over under. I'm a player on my team. My name comes up on a prop bet. I got the over under for 3.5 rebounds, and I take $50,000 and put it on me. And I make sure I get that 3.5 sure I get those 4 rebounds. Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what kind of what the bets were in.
No, we don't. We don't know or who he was betting. We have no idea. But there is an investigation.
Could be a Shohei Ohtani thing too.
But plus, you have to think. So a lot of these NBA players have a lot of people around them, friends and family, and so they could come under some heat, and investigations can be pursued if there are people in their circle that are making bets on games, right? I mean, you never know. So, be interesting to see. But I didn't expect Malik Beasley's name to come up.
Bruce is just coming with a straight fire. DeMarcus Cousins is just like Ray J talking about Kim Kardashian. Yes, you hit, man, but now move on.
DeMarcus Cousins.
He compared him to Ray J because, Ray J bragged about being with Kim Kardashian, and DeMarcus Cousins bragging about his time with the Warriors that did not lead to a championship.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bruce says it's not the first time Malik Beasley gambling with his life. Larsa Pippen knows. Well, Larsa Pippen's now dating one of Michael Jordan's kids.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know is she still with him. She's been around. She's been around.
How would that Christmas dinner be? Michael Jordan.
Dude, that's weird, man. That's just like the Jalen Green thing where he's dating what's the girl's name? Drea Michelle, and she's already got kids with few some NBA players, been known to have been around, and it's just like why is everybody dating the same 5 women? I don't understand.
What's that Tupac song? Round and round, round we go.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening, and it's gross.
Disgusting.
It's gross.
I don't know. You got anything else on the NBA?
No, I don't think so, man. I think we free agency is going to be popping off next week, so we're going to get a lot more information about what our teams are going to do.
We finally get the greatest news the NFL could ever bless us with. Aaron Rodgers is in his final year, and I can't tell you I'm so happy.
He could have just retired, honestly. He didn't even have to come back this year.
No, he did the Steelers dirty, man. Like, that's where you want to end it?
I mean, if you're the Steelers, you're stupid anyway. Can we just say that? Because you went out there and got DK Metcalf, and then you don't even have a quarterback. Why did you go out and get a wide receiver not knowing what you were going to do with your quarterback situation? They literally waited to the last minute for Aaron Rodgers to make the decision to come there. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a good season, and it's been a few years. It's been some years. What do they expect him to do? What is he going to do? We already saw this. We just saw this with the Jets. Nothing happened.
Well, of course it didn't happen. He blew his Achilles.
Yeah, well, okay. So now he's even older. Yeah. Okay. So what does that mean? And now all of a sudden he's going to... What, he's going to be better? No. It's trash. The Steelers are stupid. They should have stuck with Justin Fields like you were talking about, B. I don't know what this garbage is. Or even stay with Russ. Whatever. But to go and get Aaron Rodgers and think that they're going to be better than they were last season, hardly.
Steelers got this Antonio Brown curse. That man, was it Antonio Brown was also in the news too.
What?
I forgot.
Jumping off of a building?
Nah, it was some serious stuff.
Oh, well, this doesn't surprise me. That man got CTE, man. Something wrong with him.
How is nobody investigating that either? Good God.
Something wrong with, he ain't right. Something wrong.
Nah, Bruce, Aaron Rodgers is going to be back at Berkeley, making some sort of hemp medicine, some sort of leaf, burning it down to an oil, turning it into a, I don't know, something.
He ain't going to make it through the season.
No, you kidding me? The Steelers are going to be training for a quarterback halfway through the freaking season.
I mean, seriously, like, what are we even doing right
You
now?
know what? If Mike Tomlin turns his team into a playoff team, given what they have, I would be thoroughly impressed because he's brought in some teams into the playoffs that were a little questionable. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
this is going to be the ultimate test.
Their 2 championships were I think they came out the wild card. Well, maybe not both times, but I remember they came out the wild card and got one time. So I don't think Ben Roethlisberger's walking through that door anytime soon, though. So that's the problem is you got to really kind of be a little steady at the quarterback position to get it done. And
yes, NBA free agency tomorrow, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. Eastern time, Midwest flat time. I'm excited, man.
It's going down,
dude. And I swear to God, if I see breaking news, Jabari Smith Jr. of a nature of that player get breaking news treatment like that, I'm gonna delete the ESPN app.
Well, dude, free agency, there aren't enough good names right now. It's gonna be trades. It's gonna be mostly trades, man.
Sorry, I just saw somebody fall off their bike on TV.
What the hell are you watching?
I'm watching Sports Center. She tried to go over this little hump. Just fell flat.
Laughing at pain.
100%. Bro, I'm sorry. If I'm walking down the street and I trip and fall and I'm with my friends, you better laugh at me.
Well, yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, so that happened to her. So I'm laughing at her.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it too. Like I said, the Lakers don't have a lot of spending power, but it'll at least give us an idea.
But here's the thing, though. You're about to transfer ownership.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, that's the other question. Does Waters, whatever his name is, Mark Walters, does he want to go past that second apron? Because no other team's going to do it. It's pretty clear no other NBA team is going to do that.
The Warriors are past the second apron right now. We were a 7 seed.
Damn, that's unfortunate. I'll need to make some trades.
What I meant by that, Bruce, was my phone went off and said breaking news: Jabari Smith Jr. signs the extension. Like, that's not breaking news. He is not a breaking news caliber player. He is Jabari Smith signs an extension here. You know who's a breaking news player? Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. Use the words breaking news for what is worth, not because he signed an extension. Like, how many points did he have in the playoffs?
He's a bench player. I mean, he's a good shooter too. He's a quality player. He just is.
Breaking news: Lakers trade for Wiggins.
Actually, honestly, I wouldn't mind Wiggins on our team.
If you get the 2022 Andrew Wiggins, yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind because honestly, if we get a guy that could just defend and have some athleticism, that works for me because we don't have any guys like that. We really don't. We've got LeBron, Luka, and then we don't have a center.
A cast of characters.
You know, Dorian Finney-Smith was probably our next best player. I don't know if they're going to resign him or not. So
is she going to fall off this bike again?
I wouldn't mind Wiggins. Bring him in. Is it like a competition where they're riding bikes?
You know they got the dirt bike competitions.
Oh, okay.
When they come out of the gates, right? Well, she came out of the gate and she hit the first hump, and then. Good luck with Wiggins playing. I mean, I don't know, dude. He
played pretty well. He didn't play that bad with the Heat. I mean, for the time he was there, I mean, they didn't go anywhere.
Because the attention wasn't on him. That's why.
Well, I mean, the attention. I mean, you got Luka and LeBron on your team. It's not that much attention. They're not asking Wiggins to score points. They're just asking him to slash and shoot open jumpers. Yeah,
so were we.
No, you guys want to do a little more than that before Jimmy got there. You guys needed him for a little more than that before Jimmy got there. Come on now. Y'all wanted him to be he was, he needed to score a lot more points. We don't need that. We don't need that much. We just need him to come there and slash to the basket. Play a little defense. That's all.
I agree. I think that's pretty much it.
Yep, I think so, but we're looking forward to next week. We should have a lot to talk about because our teams have to do something, shit. At least, or we could talk about what they didn't do. Whatever.
Bro, I googled NBA news, right? I just wanted to see if there's anything there, and the first thing that comes up on my search engine is, can you wear the number 69 in the NBA? The NBA prohibits players from wearing certain numbers for various reasons. For example, 69 players cannot wear that number and above due to potential concerns over inappropriate or offensive association. You think? Why? Google.
Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Giddler is still at large.
The NBA has always allowed other numbers from 0 to 99, but the use of digits 6 through 9 is less common than 0. Dude.
Okay, that's too much.
I just wanted NBA news. I didn't want all of this. Jesus criminy.
The internet, much of useless dribble. All right, folks. Well, I think that's all we got. Again, if you're in the chat, thanks for watching this. Thank you, Bruce, for chiming in, even though you hating on the Lakers so hard. For whatever reason.
It wasn't that bad today.
It wasn't. That's because there's no games being played. That's all.
That's true, too. Hey, the California Classic's coming around the corner.
California Classic. That's right, baby. Right here where I'm at.
It's at the Chase Center, bro.
Oh, God. Damn it. Now I can't even go there anymore.
No, can't go.
I can't even go. It's like a $100 ticket now just to go see a preseason game.
Well, not
seriously,
even a preseason game. We're going to
Summer League. It's not even preseason. Summer League.
That's a G League game. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. Why? I paid like $15, $20 to go see it last year or the year.
Well, then again, it was the Golden Corral Center, aka where the Kings play.
Dude, that's a great. The Golden one is a great.
Golden Corral. It's the Golden Corral.
They changed. Oh my God.
No,
Are you hungry?
I'm calling it. Damn it. I'm always hungry, man.
Buffet. That's why you brought up Golden Corral.
I haven't been to a good buffet in a while, bro.
There are no good buffets.
Yeah, there are.
Unless you go to you gotta go somewhere nice.
Vegas.
Exactly.
The buffet at the Wynn in Vegas. Oh God.
There you go. I can't even eat that much.
I'll force myself to eat that much.
They'll be coming out with the 3 plates. He's like, I got 1 plate. Got my meats,
crab legs,
my meats, my non-meats, and then what's on the other plate?
So it's the meat section. It's pasta, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and then once I get through all of that, then we're punishing some king crab legs.
Then we go to the seafood.
Oh God, yeah. I'm trying to at least eat a good solid 40 crab legs.
Right. Hey, there you go. You heard it here first, folks.
And that pays for it.
If the Wynn is listening, we will take an endorsement all day. B swears by your buffet. If you're listening, Wynn, Las Vegas, reach out to us. We'd be happy to promote you every single 5 minutes. We got you. Let us know.
You just be in the middle of a debate. Don't forget to go to the Wynn for the buffet.
Right. This FU was brought to you by the Wynn. All right, folks. We appreciate y'all. Join us. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Annie for getting in the chat. I appreciate you on the show. Little family love there from Auntie. We will be back next Sunday at 7:30 to talk about what the Warriors and Lakers did or did not do in free agency. And we're getting closer and closer to the NFL week by week. We're almost there. I can't wait.
Pick'em Dummies is coming back.
I can, but yes.
I can't. Hey, are you in for fantasy football this year?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, perfect. You didn't respond to the group text, so I figured you were in.
I'm all over the place, baby. I'm international.
You were in New York, all right? You weren't
not international. I was in New York.
Jesus Christ. I mean, with the amount of different diversities there, you kind of say it's international.
Oh, it was, a little bit of everybody. Great place. I mainly was in Manhattan though. It was like going to Oakland and only showing you Broadway Terrace and Piedmont and Montclair. So I didn't get to see the nitty gritty of the rest of New York. I just got the.
You mean Brooklyn?
Anywhere, Brooklyn, Bronx, none of those places. None of them.
None
of them. All right. Well, that does it for us. We are out. Y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see y'all next Sunday at 7:30 p.m.